Another day, another unhinged and dangerous post by Donald Trump. This time more dangerous for him, I think, than for anybody else. This one is not so cryptic, but it also has the attention of Special Counsel Jack Smith. In this case, Jack Smith actually filed a motion with the court requesting the court to issue a protective order over evidence that will be shared during the upcoming discovery process, which is the process where both parties in a case share the evidence that they have collected and for which they will request admission during the trial. This is the motion. It's a fairly simple one. The government explains that their primary concern is that Trump will share publicly evidence that the government shares with the defendant and seeks an order preventing him from doing that. And this is because the motion goes on to explain the government states that they are ready to initiate discovery as soon as possible, and they are also planning to give the defendant information and evidence that the defendant at this stage isn't entitled to. What this motion is not for is a gag order, unlike I've heard say by some people recently. It isn't a request to the court to order Trump and his team to not discuss the trial publicly. It is a request to the court to order Trump and his team to not share publicly evidence that is collected at this stage. Now, back to this message. It's fairly ominous. The question is, who is it directed to? Now, here's my opinion, and it is just that. My personal opinion. I may be completely wrong, but I think it's directed at the 6 co-conspirators that are indicated in the indictments. And that is because I think Jack Smith did something really smart that I'll explain in another video in detail, and that makes full use of a statute included in the rules of federal criminal discovery when he decided to include 6 co-conspirators without naming them and without indicting them, but simply describing them in the indictments that were filed last week. And if that's the case and it works, this guy's a genius. Now, a hearing to set a trial date is scheduled for August 28th. In the meantime, we'll have to wait and see what the court says about this specific motion.